Ladies and gentlemen, presenting Ronde Barber for enshrinement in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, his brother Tiki Barber.
Oh, man. This is awesome. Look, I was so excited earlier. I was trying to button my jacket, and I ripped the top button off my gold jacket here, so it won't be buttoned during this speech. Wow. Thank you, Jim Porter, and this wonderful Hall of Fame family up here, the board as well. Tiki, love you, brother. You always stand with me. Today, my most important day, thank you for standing with me. Bravo on this bust, Blair. I mean, you did a fantastic job not making me look like him. You know, I've been inundated with Hall of Fame stuff, as we all have, since February, so I got to give a quick shout out to Katie Heastan for helping us along this journey. But really, that thanks should go to my wife, Claudia. I don't know how you manage 420 people, but you have done that today. And I love you most. You know that. You are the foundation for which I stand. Yamil and Justice, my two daughters, you came into our world at our peak. I had just won a Super Bowl. One of them was in the hotel watching. The other one was in my wife's belly. So we laid a high standard for you. So just know that. And I'll always love you as you chase your journey. To my family and friends, my aunts, Sharon, Janice that are here, my aunt Karen, thank you for being here. Uncle B.A., I see you. I got you to take off that Kango for my hat. I like it. To all my teammates, there's a lot of you here, and I appreciate you being here. My two favorites, I gotta say, Mike Allstott, Joe Jaravicious, and along with John Lynch, we formed ourselves a little rat pack down in Tampa. I can't tell you what happened, but it was fun. Brian Kelly, I know you're here, my compatriot on the other side of me. Donnie Abraham's not here, but thanks for being here, guys. All right, I'm gonna tell you a little bit about my journey, because it's not a unique journey. I'm not gonna stand up here today and give you ordinary, because I was not an ordinary cornerback. I stand here amongst these legends of the game, remembering a time when I was never imagined to be a Pro Football Hall of Famer. My rookie year, hell, my second year in league, I was literally just hoping Rich McKay wasn't gonna cut me. Come a long way in 26 years. You know, I was not Darrelle Revis. Trust me, I was not that guy. But not all of us are anointed, right? Or can't miss prospects proclaimed to be future Hall of Famers on day ones of our career. In fact, most guys are quietly fighting that little crisis of confidence, wondering if you're good enough. And there was plenty of doubt about me. Now that I'm here, I think I owe a very small thanks to those of you, for whatever reasons, questioned me, either undervalued, underestimated, underappreciated me. It gave me the motivation to not only outwork my peers, but to be better than the expectations of me. So I set out to become uncommon. I never set out to be one of the best 371 players in professional football. If anything, I wanted to do things that others either could not or would not do. That defined my career. And amongst my peers, I really felt like I had to do more to be equal. Do uncommon things. Find legendary. Because let's face it, this is what gets me every time. I was, what? Too small, too slow, just a system cornerback. Somebody still needs to tell me what that is, because I don't know. It's easy to be marginalized when you're surrounded by Hall of Fame defenders. Sapp, Brooks, Lynch, our man Simeon Rice, they all grabbed a lot of headlines. And early in my career, I was simply overlooked. And again, it was the doubt that most bothered me. But it also provided me that fuel, and it sent me to work angry. I was never going to be satisfied just being a guy. I wanted to prove everyone wrong, and ordinary was not an option. See, in my family, legendary is a standard. Tiki, certainly not your ordinary running back. New York Giants all-time leading rusher, the only man in NFL history, according to Kenny Albert, to rush for 10,000 yards, catch 5,000 yards worth of passes, and return 1,000 yards as well. Pretty awesome, Tiki, and spectacularly too. Without him, I wouldn't have had that daily reminder to chase greatness. And if you don't remember anything else I say today, remember this. I am here because of my brother. The inherent competition, the easy motivation to match accomplishments, and the unwavering, unconditional support that only a twin can know. You simply cannot tell my story without telling our story. We shared a lot. A womb, of course, an alma mater, children's books, Pro Bowls and All Pros. I've got more of those, of course. The lows and highs of this profession, but man, we had a fabulous football life. However, the single biggest reason I'm standing here right now is that little 5'0" lady sitting in the front row. Geraldine Brickhouse Barber Hale. Everything I learned in life, one way or another, came from her. To keep going, to don't quit, persevere. She's a single parent with too much to do and not enough time to do it, working multiple jobs. But she possessed this self-instilled ability to force her will on her situation and not only succeed, but find a way to thrive. I've heard that phrase a lot in my life, force your will on your opponent, from a lot of coaches. But my mom showed me how to do this first. We were 19 years old, trying to find our way in college and on the football field when we learned that she was well on her way to beating breast cancer almost a year before we were even aware she was diagnosed. She never made her adversity our burden, and I love you for that, Mom. My mom, she's kind of a badass. I remember thinking at the time, too, if she could do that, what couldn't I do? Mom, you always told us to play proud, right? And I know you're proud right now. Tiki and I receive that same text every single Sunday. Play proud. I'm proud of being uncommon and doing uncommon things, reinventing what it means to play cornerback in the NFL. But y'all know I am most proud to call Geraldine Brickhouse Barber Hale my mom. And while we didn't grow up with a father in the home, I'm going to take a moment to recognize some important men in my life. Coaches, they're the guiding lights, the vehicles, if you will, who take you from where you are to where you want to go. So thank you, Mike Tolley, for giving me a love for Pee-wee, for love of football and Pee-wee. Coach Anderson and Fuzzy Minix for teaching me what it means to win. Steve Spangler, who would be my high school coach at Cave Spring in Roanoke, Virginia, for setting me on a path and being a mentor that I didn't know I needed. And then in college, Art Marcos at Virginia, my Bucks guys, first, Herm Edwards, Mike Tomlin, Raheem Morris, Jimmy Lake, my longtime special teams coach, Rich Bisaccia, and JG, thanks for my ring, brother. You taught me how to excel and make football family, but more importantly, you taught me how to be my best self, always. And earlier in my career, I was just an ordinary guy. And by the time I finished my 4th year, I was a middle-of-the-road free agent with little to no interest and only one place to go, stay put and get a new DB coach. And that was Mike Tomlin. Mike's not here, but he gave me my jacket yesterday, and before he ran me through for his first EDD drill, and if you don't know what that means, it's everyday drill, he told me, Ronde, you're different. That what he had seen me do, no one else was doing. He told me, you're going to be a 2020 guy. Okay, so we set our sights on that. And it would be 12 more years in a 45-25 career that sent me here. Football is always changing. And Mike T, you helped me change one little corner of the game, that would define me. I think he imagined this for me well before I could, and he gave me the air to breathe it into existence. Thanks for the empowerment, dude. Thank you. As I finish here, I'd be remiss not to mention my video guys. I was a junkie for that room. Dave Levy, Pat Brazil, the Bryans, I know they're here, Matt Mills. Cheers, boys. The equipment, and especially the training staffs. You can't not miss a game in 16 years without enduring injuries you probably shouldn't have played through. So thank you, Todd Torselli, for never allowing me to have an excuse. All this became my obsession. And why? Because I felt like I did my job by not letting anybody else do my job. And it takes a lot of impulsion to be unique, a willingness to imagine your success, a will to work for it. I had that. But it certainly takes a football family, man. And for me, I had the best one possible. I want to thank the fans. Yes, Philly fans, even you I appreciate. I'm fortunate to have played in one of the best sports towns in this country. I've always felt loved and embraced in Tampa and back in Virginia. So I feel this recognition for every one of you watching at home that are here today. There's pewter and red fanatics who rallied for me the past 6 years, screaming at the top of their lungs, hey, Hall of Fame, you're missing one of the greats. I saw you guys do it. I see you guys today. However, I think I've made this clear. My biggest fans are the people close to me, my family, my friends. I think we're going to have a pretty good party tonight. You know I played a long time in the NFL, 16 years of special tenure with one team. And I joke that I had a lot invested in the emotional bank account of the Buccaneers, but really, that means I had a lot of love from the Glazer family. So Joel, Brian, Ed, Darcy, Avi, Kevin, the rest of the Glazers, Malcolm and Linda. I know you guys know this, but I do love you for your faith in me and for always being there for me and my family. Ethan Locke, Mark Lepselter, my agent, my manager, my friends, I can't thank you enough for representing me over the years. You know, when Tampa drafted me in 1997, I came into a great situation. Great teammates, high expectations, a benchmark set by a Hall of Fame head coach, and a pretty fanatical play caller on defense. To be the fourth buck off a single defense speaks to the lasting legacy of these two men. Tony Dungy, each one of us has mentioned the man you are. It's because it's true. You set a standard. On and off the field, there was a standard. And the time we shared in Tampa will forever be special to me. Monty Kiffin, God bless you, man. Even though you couldn't pronounce my name right for 10 years. But I'm all right with Randy. That's cool. You are the reason, brother. You took a good player, you evolved the position around him, and you made me the best to ever play it. Sapp, Brooks, Lynch. Let's go lose ourselves in another moment, boys. Some people wait a long time for this recognition. I think about Ken Riley, knowing his family. I'm glad to be his classmate now. Some are still waiting. So Ira Kaufman, I see you right there, sporting my hat. Well done, my friend, telling my story to these voters. In the surrounding days, after Brooksy came and knocked on my door, spending time with my compatriots, my best friend Brian, Ben, and Paul, I had this realization that every single one of you guys have had up here, that it's done. The journey, my football journey that I've been on for 40 years has reached its zenith. And with that realization comes a pretty good reflection for me, that there's nowhere else to go. I can stop being an angry worker. I can actually stop trying to prove everyone wrong. I've come a long way in 26 years. After today, there will be 23 corners in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and I'm not like any one of them because I couldn't be. I'm here because I refuse to just be a guy. Ordinary was not an option. And I learned something along the way in NFL. It's a special place, man. No matter where you come from, no matter where your journey started, no one gets to define you but you. This league rewards you if you dare to be uncommon and choose to be a little bit extraordinary. This is one of the most humbling moments of my life, standing in front of you now. I cannot wait to proudly represent professional football, the Pro Football Hall of Fame, as I wear this gold jacket and hopefully get this button fixed. God bless you all, and God bless America.